So most people book Disney's Contemporary Resort for one reason only, because you can walk to Magic Kingdom.
And that's valid. But if that's the only reason you book it, you may miss what actually makes this resort work or not work for your trip.
We've both stayed here in different room areas, used the amenities, eaten at all the restaurants to today. So today is the full breakdown.
Rooms, food, amenities, and which section of this resort you should actually book.
Welcome back to One Slice at a Time. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Ryan.
We're travel advisors, and this podcast is where we talk through trips honestly, what works, what doesn't, and who these things are actually for.
Today, we're doing a full deep dive into Disney's Contemporary Resort. Let's start with first impressions, because this resort feels different the second you walk into it.
It does. And the lobby, I think, is misleading here. It's very 50s, 60s, like contemporary feeling, but you have to take an elevator or an escalator to the fourth floor to get like the full effect of the architecture. The main tower is huge. It's open. It's like at this vertical space. You walk in, you see that giant atrium. The mural, the monorail is running right through the building.
Which is still one of the coolest visuals in all of Disney. It's like that iconic thing, you know? Like people have the vision of the monorail when they think of Walt Disney World. So this hotel that the monorail runs through is super iconic.
I think it throws people off, though, when you come into the lobby and you don't see any of that,
True.
right?
That's true. Yep.
It's a very interesting, like, wait a minute, I thought this was different. And you come in and you're like, oh, I have to go up the escalator, up the elevator to actually get to the open area of the hotel. I mean, this is not a quiet resort. Like this main tower, it's active, it's busy. There's a lot going on in here.
If this is not quiet, it's not calm, it's not tucked away. It's not like the White Lotus where you take the little boat to this remote resort. So if that's what you're looking for, this might not be your best match.
Not at all. This is about convenience and energy. It is not about peace and seclusion.
And I think this is where people get confused. They think they're booking one hotel, but they're really choosing between 3 different room areas.
That's right. There's the main tower, the Garden Wing, and the Bay Lake Tower, and they are in no way the same experience.
Yeah, let's start, though, with the main tower, which is the classic choice.
You're closest to the monorail, closest to dining, closest to the lobby, and of course, closest to the main pool area.
Closest to everything, including the noise, the arcade, the monorail, all the things. Chef Mickey's.
Shopping.
Yep.
Yes. And that's the trade. The convenience is excellent, but the quiet is not excellent here. There's birds flying around. Right? There's monorails going through. There's a whole restaurant downstairs, and it just echoes throughout, and you can hear kids screaming. Quite a busy resort.
The rooms are updated, modern, Incredibles themed, fairly large by Disney standards. All the rooms are... Oh, I already said that. Let me just do that later.
Okay.
Rooms here are updated, modern, and fairly large by Disney standards, and they all have the Incredibles theming throughout them.
And that's where I find I disagree with some design choices is when we get into the rooms. But if you book that theme park view with the fireworks view, man, that makes up for your room having to be themed after the Incredibles. I mean, you'll love that room, but you will pay for it.
So not an Incredibles fan over here.
No, not at all.
But the firework. Steph, you and I both stayed there in January, and we had theme park view rooms, and it was pretty incredible.
Supreme.
But yeah, so if you're doing a Magic Kingdom focused trip, this is really a probably like from a convenience standpoint, the best place to stay. And then also if you just want to be staring at fireworks, this is really good.
Guys, I timed it from our room on the 11th floor to the gate of Magic Kingdom was a 7-minute walk, and that was with waiting on an elevator to take me down to the ground floor. to the
Whoa.
to the ground floor. 7 minutes from room to gate at Magic Kingdom. You cannot beat that.
But let's talk about the Garden Wing, which I'll tell you, here's one thing that people get messed up right away when we're talking about the Garden Wing.
Mhm.
They see Disney's Contemporary Resort on, like,
Right.
when you go put your dates in, you click search, and it says Contemporary from $445 or something.
Yeah.
And you click on that, and the Garden Wing is $445, and the main tower is like $600 or
Seven.
something.
Yeah.
So there's right away, this is the thing that you need to understand about the Contemporary and the Garden Wing.
Ring rooms are in some lower buildings. So it's just a few stories. It's a short outdoor walk to the main building. And like Ryan said, it's usually a much lower price.
And it is quieter because you're not in with the Chef Mickeys and the train and all the things. So it's quieter too.
And the rooms are set up exactly the same as the main tower rooms. You have like the same bed layouts and size as the main tower rooms.
But it's not in the main tower, so it's a downgrade, right?
That's right. If you don't need the main, if you don't need the monorail overhead, you don't mind a short walk, this can be a smarter booking. Rooms, again, like I said, heavenly, Incredibles themed, but the whole building feels like a bit dated to me. How do you feel about that building, Ryan?
I don't ever stay there on purpose, but
there's all you need to know, guys.
it is the right choice. I have booked a lot of people here because they want to stay at a deluxe resort, but don't want to pay for the like $700 a night room.
Right.
So the Garden Wing is a good alternative because while you're not in the Contemporary main building, you are only like a 2 or 3 minute walk at most to the main building. So you can still be in that atmosphere fairly quickly. And I think for people that are willing to make that relatively minor, small sacrifice, it's good.
Yeah, it can be. And pro tip here, guys, the only guest laundry for the main tower and the Garden Wing is in the Garden Wing section. So even if you're staying in the main tower, one drawback is we had a little bit of laundry we needed to do on our last trip. And guess who had to traipse my laundry back and forth to the second floor of the Garden Wing area? That was me.
Yeah. Oh, it was you?
Yeah, no, it was not.
So next is Bay Lake Tower. And this is the Villa building.
So they have everything from studios to multi-bedroom villas. They have kitchenettes, full kitchens. Some of them have laundry right in the room. More space, more storage, more of a residential feel.
So I've stayed in a couple of different room configurations at Bay Lake Tower. I have stayed in a studio and I have stayed in a 1-bedroom. The studio is very much like a regular hotel room. There are some relatively minor differences, and you can get theme park view and you can get lake view. The lake view is cool because you can see the lit up parade thing that goes by.
Right.
So you can still get your theme park view, you can get the lake view, but the studio is pretty much a regular bedroom. Now the 1-bedroom I stayed there for our conference last year in 2025. And this was really nice because we had a bedroom and then we had a whole kitchen, the full-size fridge, the oven, the whole thing. And we had 2 bathrooms. So it was really a lot of amenities right directly in the room. And it's the same thing. You get the theme park view, you can get the water view, all that. So it's very functional space.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, these are not as themed to Incredibles as the main tower. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say they're contemporary hotel themed.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. And
so
they're
this
connected.
is more about the layout instead of like Disney over the top styling.
Yeah, you're unlike in like in the Polynesian rooms, even the Polynesian Tower, you're going to have lots of like Moana elements and things like that. Right. It's less so at Bay Lake Tower, but still, it's nicely themed. Like I had a room that was technically a lake view, but the other thing I could see was the monorail coming out of the main building of the Contemporary. So it was kind of a cool view.
Cool. Yeah.
it is connected by walkway over to the main building. So that's pretty nice. Although the Bay Lake Tower is like one big tower, but there are two wings. And if you're looking at the building, the section of the tower on the right-hand side has the walkway over to the regular
the
Contemporary
section
Hotel.
closest to the main building.
Right. But if you're in the other section, like on the left-hand side of the Bay Lake Tower, you may have to take an elevator down, walk over, and then take an elevator up to get to that walkway, which sometimes is just faster to walk outside to get to the main building.
Sure.
It's a different building, but it has those different functions, which is, I think, what its purpose is. Yep.
Yeah, these would be best for like big families that still want convenient access to Magic Kingdom, longer trips where you know you're going to want to like make some food in your room or do some laundry in your room. And of course, those multi-gen groups like I work with.
Yeah. Most of the deluxe hotels have these offerings. So it's not like unique to the Contemporary and Bay Lake Tower.
Right.
So you can get that pretty much everywhere, but you know, you can't get the 7-minute walk.
No, you cannot. And all of the areas share the same walkway to Magic Kingdom. You just add a few minutes on if you're over at the Bay Lake Towers, add a few more minutes on if you're over at the Garden Wing, but it's still the same access and the same walkway to the Magic Kingdom. So let's talk a little bit about pools and recreation.
Yep. It's not a heavy themed pool resort.
Not at all.
But
so
the one question I get every single time from families, though, Stephanie, and I'm curious if you get the same one, is whenever we're talking about a deluxe resort or any resort, is there a slide?
Yeah.
And there is a slide. There is. The feature pool, there is a slide. Both pools actually have slides. Yep.
There is the main slide. There is another quieter pool, and then there's the kids splash area. This is a deluxe resort, so there is plenty of seating. There's pool bar service and a little restaurant out by the pool. Of course, towels, like at all Disney resorts, towels are included at the pools. You don't need to bring your own.
That's right. But it's a pool with some light theming, and you've got the slide. If your kid is like, hey, you could ride Big Thunder Mountain, or you could go back to the pool, and they're going to say pool, well, there's a pool here, so you're good.
Right.
Right. Yes.
It's good. There's lots of other recreation at this hotel as well.
Yeah. Marina, boat rentals, fishing trips, jogging path. The arcade is pretty big.
Nice arcade. Yes.
Yeah. I've seen the one over at Grand Floridian, and it's like maybe like 4 machines. This one has like 30 machines. And then there's scheduled activities. One of my favorite things is hunting around for Edna Mode. They have this little, maybe 6 or 7 inch character, like a cardboard cutout, and they hide her everywhere. Like mainly focused on the 4th floor of the Contemporary. And you find her, you take your picture with her, and you bring it down to the front desk, and they say, oh, congratulations, you found Edna Mode. Here's a little button, and here's a sticker. And if you find her 5 times over the course of your trip, they give you something, but we're still like on number 4, so we haven't figured that out.
Oh, no. But guys, overall, this is not really a resort that people are going to pick for a full resort day. But there is enough to do there if you do take a break during your vacation to stay at the resort.
But this one really earns its reputation on transportation.
Absolutely. Walk to Magic Kingdom. Huge advantage here, especially if you have littles. You never have to fold up your stroller. You can walk directly to Magic Kingdom. And another benefit to walking to Magic Kingdom, separate security entrance.
Oh, yeah.
There's a separate security entrance on the path to the Magic Kingdom just for people walking that path. And it's much quicker than the main security lines at the gate.
Yeah.
You have a monorail that takes you to Magic Kingdom. It'll also take you to all those resorts around Magic Kingdom. And it will take you to Epcot when you transfer over at the Ticket and Transportation Center. The buses go to Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom and Disney Springs. But a pretty good bus schedule. I never thought when we were waiting on a bus while we've been there that it takes very long, not over 10 or 15 minutes each time.
Yeah, and the other thing is like Polynesian and Grand Floridian share buses, whereas Contemporary has its own dedicated.
Has their own.
Bus.
Yep, that's right.
The other thing is like, and this is true of all the monorail resorts, some of my favorite restaurants on all of Disney property are on the monorail. So
Right.
it's
Monorail
kind of
pub
like,
crawls are a thing
yeah, yeah, exactly.
of dinners.
Right.
Right.
It's not like they are neighboring resorts and you do have to take the monorail over to them.
Hmm.
So it's not like you're saying a Contemporary in Ohana is in your hotel. But as far as like getting to other resorts, this one is pretty convenient.
It is. And so we talked a little bit, monorail pub crawls, monorail progressive dinners, but let's just cover the food that's
Yes.
at this resort because it's good.
Yeah. California Grill, Stephanie.
Love it. I spent my birthday here last year, and this is signature dining. It's great quality, great service, amazing views. And pro tip here, if you have a reservation that day for California Grill, even if the fireworks are not going on during your dinner reservation, you are invited to come back and go out to the little bridge area and watch the fireworks from the restaurant, even if you're not dining at the restaurant at the exact right time. So, but then you obviously do need a reservation. This is, kind of upscale seated dining. So reservations are required. And I'm sure Brian will agree with me, make them as soon as that reservation window opens up for your trip. This one gets busy and it definitely fills up.
You may get lucky and snag a reservation same day if somebody cancels or something like
Right.
that. But if you wait until dinner time to book this for that night, it's a no-go.
No go.
So yeah, so definitely book it. This, like, I want to underscore the service is really good here. Usually the server will say like, here are the dishes that I recommend. And here's like 2 or 3 sentences on each of the things that I recommend. And then you say,
Yes.
well, I was thinking about this other thing. And they'll be like, here's 2 or 3 sentences on that. So like they know
Right.
that menu super, super well. And they really guide you through it. And they should, because you're paying for it.
Right. This is definitely destination dining.
People
this
come
is
from
not
all
convenience
over.
just to do it.
Yeah.
That you are right next to a theme park, but you will find everyone in here is, dressed a little nicer, collared shirts for the men and that sort of thing. You're not going to come in here in your tank tops and your swim trunks.
Yep. You can do like a polo shirt as like kind of the low bar for a guy.
Yes.
I've seen the t-shirts in there. Those people stand out. So you can do it.
Right.
But I would say you'd probably feel more comfortable if you had like a polo or something on. All right. Steakhouse 71.
And I think this is probably the best value for dining in the entire building. It has a great breakfast. It has a great dinner.
Yes.
A very calm, laid back environment. And overall, the food here and the drinks, it's just good. It's just good, solid dining experience.
Often overlooked, often has availability. If it's still, again, if it's like super important to your itinerary, then do book in advance. But if you're looking for something like kind of not necessarily last minute, but same day, often there's a Steakhouse 71 reservation. And we eat there, not every single Disney trip, but we eat there a lot. And
pretty often.
For lunch, on the lunch menu, there is a burger that is not featured on the dinner menu.
It's good.
It is pretty well-known burger. And whether we're there for lunch or dinner, Maggie's ordering that burger every single time. So it's a pretty well-known burger around property. She thinks it's the best one on property. So
I have heard.
I personally am not going to go past prime rib and order a burger, but that's
So let's talk about the next option, Chef Mickey's. Now, of course, this is that iconic character dining. It's super loud, kid-focused, served buffet style.
Yeah, and I always tell people, go for breakfast. Because I think the breakfast fare is what you'd expect. You're going to get the waffles, you're going to get the tater tots, you're going to get, and a lot more. Like it's a really extensive buffet. At dinner, I don't think that the dinner food is spectacular.
Right.
In general, I don't really think dinner buffets are that good to begin with. There are some exceptions, but I'm not a huge fan of Chef Mickey's for dinner. For breakfast, that's what I would do if I were you.
Right. You guys go for the character interaction here. If your kids really, really love Mickey and the gang, that's what you're going for here. You're not going for high quality fine dining.
That's
But right next to that is their quick service spot, Contempo Cafe.
also not high quality fine dining. But if
No.
you want chicken tenders and fries, you can get them here.
At
And
all
there's-
hours of the day.
Yeah, I don't know if they have like a burger or anything like that on the menu, but they do have
They-
a whole selection of sandwiches. They have flat
Mhm.
breads, emphasis on
Not
flat bread.
pizzas, guys.
Yes.
Pizza imposters.
They also have like the whole like drink drink
Mhm.
section, so you can get pretty much anything
Yes.
you want to drink there. They also have pastries, so you can
Yeah,
get
a
that
good
in the
dessert
morning and stuff.
section. You have a few bigger Mickey sized cakes in there if you're celebrating something. And then like cupcakes and treats and lots of different bakery items in the
Yep.
case.
And you can mobile order there from your room and then go pick it up and stuff.
And then
so.
go down and pick it up.
Yep.
So as you can tell, there's a lot to choosing the best Disney resort for your trip. And that is where planning matters, and it can make or break your entire Disney World trip.
Hotel choice should match how you tour and how you sleep, not just what looks iconic. That is why Stephanie and I help you make all the critical decisions. All of our contact info is in the show notes, and remember, it won't cost you a dime.
That's right, Ryan. And speaking of critical decisions, it's time for Ryan's Crusty Review.
Recently, I had somebody stay at Contemporary, and they said, Ryan, I would like pizza. Where should I get it from? And they didn't want to leave the resort. So, as I've said, there are flatbreads, but there is not like your traditional
Not pizza.
pizza at the Contemporary. So I told them to order from Paisanos in Windermere. They would deliver. They will not deliver to your room, but they will deliver to the lobby. So you have to go down and get it. Paisanos is great. Paisanos is a great like pizza choice off property. It's not terribly far if you were driving. You might be a little bit long for like an Uber ride or something like that, but it's a great choice. So the play here at Paisanos, I believe is, I can never remember if it's called Pepperoni Explosion or Pepperoni Excitement or something like that, but
I
There's
love
a
it.
way-
Excitement.
yeah, there is a way to get a pizza here with like 4 different cuts of pepperoni. The cup and char,
Nice.
the little square cubes, like it's covered in pepperoni. And that's basically what I'm going to order every time.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
like
liked it.
the go-to.
Yeah, convenience, especially if we're talking about Contemporary. You know, also for Grand Floridian or Polynesian, if you need pizza delivered, it's perfect for that. So 6 out of 8, convenience playing a part there for sure.
I'll have to give that one a shot. I've
There
got
you
a
go.
whole. Ryan keeps adding to my list. If he's not adding to your guys' list, then go back and listen to all the other episodes because I have so many places that I need to go just to try pizza. So Ryan, what do you think? Who is the Contemporary Resort best for?
Okay, so it's interesting because I have had people ask me, Ryan, what is the best resort at Walt Disney World? And sometimes I answer that with Contemporary, depending on what the
Right.
question is. You know, if they are going to really value convenience, they don't want to wait around on people because a lot of Disney
Right.
is waiting around for people to get out of your way and things like that.
Yes.
And if you want that 7-minute walk to Magic Kingdom or a monorail to Epcot, Contemporary can be the best for that person.
Yes.
If you really need a super duper themed pool, it's probably not the best choice.
I would say like obviously Magic Kingdom heavy itineraries. And if you're talking about the Garden Wing, you're getting the deluxe hotel and the
a
deluxe
value price.
convenience to the parks at more of a value price.
Yeah, moderate price.
Yeah. Moderate, you're right. Lower
Yeah.
deluxe pricing. Let's go.
Then there's this whole list of people that we think probably should skip, right? Should do something else.
Absolutely. Yeah. Guys, if you are not into that, like sort of, I would say the Incredibles theming turns me off for this. It feels
Animation.
more like I'm staying at Art of Animation than in a deluxe resort. So I would say that kind of turns me off to this hotel for us. I like more subtle Disney theming than having the Incredibles outfits in the closet when I open the door. like a mural of their, super suits hanging in the closet. It's just very kind of loud and in your face. It's not for me. And also, like, if you're on a tight budget, then the Contemporary, we're probably not going to be looking at that. Or if you want a quieter hotel, you still want to be close to Magic Kingdom, I would push you maybe toward the Grand Floridian or even Wilderness Lodge, which is just a boat ride away. But it's a nice, quiet, relaxed hotel. So it just totally depends on what vibe you guys are looking for.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into this decision. So, final verdict, are you paying for location first, dining second, room third when it comes to Contemporary? That's the order.
Yeah. You pick the area that fits the room area that fits how you travel, like we talked about. We're talking Bay Lake Tower for your big multi-gen groups or somebody that's maybe staying a little bit longer. Main Tower for people that want the busyness. They want that gorgeous theme park view. Guys, you cannot beat the theme park view and watching the fireworks from your balcony at the Contemporary. It is amazing. And then if you guys are okay with paying a few $100s cheaper and having a little bit longer walk to the Magic Kingdom, then stay over in the Garden Wing.
There you go. Next week, we are going to do a private island showdown. Perfect Day at Coco Cay, Castaway Cay, Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point, Grand Stirrup Cay. Those are the ones for sure that are on the list, but maybe we'll have a few more.
Yes, I'm sure we will, Ryan, and we're going to help you pick which is the perfect beach day for your cruise trip. Remember, guys, go ahead and subscribe so you never miss a slice.
Yeah, and subscribe to the newsletter at extracheese.fun.
For sure. All of our links are down in the show notes. Reach out. We would love to help you plan the perfect Disney World trip or any trip for that matter. But before we go, Ryan, I have to ask you all this talk of paisanos. What are you having for dinner tonight?
I think they'll deliver to my home office. So
yeah,
maybe I'll have to settle for Papa John's tonight.
Ugh, I'm so sorry. So until next time, guys, keep traveling the world
one slice at a time.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.